It is easy to dodge our responsibilities, but we cannot dodge the consequences of dodging our responsibilities. It took a generation for companies to recognize their responsibilities in terms of labor practices and another generation for them to recognize their environmental obligations. I love being a teen because you don't have all the responsibilities of an adult yet. What does it mean to be an American? While each of us may have our own specific answer to that question, we likely can agree on the basic principles of America: freedom, equal opportunity, and rights accompanied by responsibilities. You don't want to have so much money going toward your mortgage every month that you can't enjoy life or take care of your other financial responsibilities. I'm single, footloose and fancy-free. I have no responsibilities, no anchors. Work, friendship and self-improvement, that's me. I much preferred the approach at the anarchist camp, with its shared tasks and collective responsibilities. Everyone played their part. There was no division between workers and consumers. If you have a life which is adrenaline-charged all week long because you're a powerful CEO, or you have responsibilities and you're committed to the people you look after, it's very difficult on weekends to sit around the garden, so you probably look for something which gives you the same sort of adrenaline buzz. Well, may the boldest fear and the wisest tremble when incurring responsibilities on which may depend our country's peace and prosperity, and in some degree the hopes and happiness of the whole human family. I try to keep in my mind the simple question: am I trying to do good or make myself look good? Too many of our responsibilities get added to our plate when we are trying to please people, impress people, prove ourselves, acquire power, increase our prestige. All those motivations are about looking good more than doing good. Freedom of expression comes with responsibilities, especially when it comes with serious implications for peace. In Latino culture, the quinceañera's a big thing. It's when a girl becomes a woman. But I think age is just a number. You become a woman with the responsibilities you take on and the decisions you make. I started realizing that every day is a gift. You have every day to be thankful you're alive. It's only fair that stable gay relationships of long standing should have the same rights and responsibilities as married couples. I know the image of gay marriage is to some people horrific and ludicrous. Thou knowest how long and loyally I served the king in his worldly affairs. For that cause, it pleased him to promote me to the office which now I hold. When I consented, it was for the sake of the king alone. When I was elected, I was formally acquitted of my responsibilities for all that I had done as a chancellor. The American experience influenced my understanding of individuality, basic human rights, freedom of expression and the rights and responsibilities of citizens. What charitable 1%ers can't do is assume responsibility, America's national responsibilities, the care of its sick and its poor, the education of its young, the repair of its failing infrastructure, the repayment of its staggering war debts. With big data comes big responsibilities. Paramount among the responsibilities of a free press is the duty to prevent any part of the government from deceiving the people and sending them off to distant lands to die of foreign fevers and foreign shot and shell. One of the great responsibilities we have as a society is to educate ourselves, along with the next generation, about which substances are worth ingesting, and for what purpose, and which are not. I think that one of the most fundamental responsibilities is to give testimony in a court of law, to give it honestly and willingly. Failure is nature's plan to prepare you for great responsibilities. Once I had asked God for 1 or 2 extra inches in height, but instead, He made me as tall as the sky, so high that I could not measure myself. By giving me this height to reach people, He has also given me great responsibilities. Nothing is as real as a dream. The world can change around you, but your dream will not. Your life may change, but your dream doesn't have to. Responsibilities need not erase it. Duties need not obscure it. I would like to fly in space. Absolutely. That would be cool. I used to just do personally risky things, but now I've got kids and responsibilities, so I can't be my own test pilot. That wouldn't be a good idea. But I definitely want to fly as soon as it's a sensible thing to do. Own up to your responsibilities and your mistakes and be a better person moving forward. We have the Bill of Rights. What we need is a Bill of Responsibilities. Real environmental change depends on us. We can't wait for our leaders. We have to focus on what our own responsibilities are and how we can make the change happen. In the 90s, everybody wants to talk about their rights and privileges. 25 years ago, people talked about their obligations and responsibilities. The Holocaust illustrates the consequences of prejudice, racism and stereotyping on a society. It forces us to examine the responsibilities of citizenship and confront the powerful ramifications of indifference and inaction. I have too many responsibilities and principles. There's no time for guilty pleasures. You can't walk away from your responsibilities and commitments. One of the responsibilities faced by the Environmental Genome Project is to provide the science base upon which society can make better informed risk management decisions. Thus, the archivist must display at all times scrupulous independence and a devotion to the laws and principles which govern the responsibilities of the office. Marriage, in its truest sense, is a partnership of equals, with neither exercising dominion over the other, but, rather, with each encouraging and assisting the other in whatever responsibilities and aspirations he or she might have. After 25+ years as a lawyer, prosecutor, and defense attorney, I have developed a deep appreciation for both the wisdom of the law and the role that jurists play in framing the rights and responsibilities that define our society. Elections remind us not only of the rights but the responsibilities of citizenship in a democracy. Your own business growth and success depends on many things, and along that growing path, you are going to have to concede certain responsibilities and activities, whether for your accounting, your production, or day-to-day management. If children do not understand the Constitution, they cannot understand how our government functions, or what their rights and responsibilities are as citizens of the United States. Politicians don't like to face unpleasant realities. In truth, nobody does, but as individuals, we have no choice. If we neglect to plan ahead, we are held accountable. Fail to meet your responsibilities at work, and you get fired. Ignore your car's gas gauge, and you get stranded. He isn't a real boss until he has trained subordinates to shoulder most of his responsibilities. When I first ran for public office, it was with the passion and idealism of a young man who believed that government could help make our lives better. That public service was a calling and that citizenship demanded responsibilities. There was a greater good. Married couples who work together to build and maintain a business assume broad responsibilities. Not only is their work important to our local and national economies, but their success is central to the well-being of their families. As you get older, you have more responsibilities, you have more commitments, more events, kids, you're married now. You still have all the things that you've had, plus you just keep adding. Boys are quite often whimsical, whereas girls are modest by nature and know their responsibilities very well. Their weapons are service, sacrifice, and love, by which they conquer over the males. I want to marry Arlene because I love her, which means I want to take care of her. That is all there is to it. I want to take care of her. I am anxious for the responsibilities and uncertainties of taking care of the girl I love. New Zealand needs to balance its environmental responsibilities with its economic opportunities, because the risk is that if you don't do that, and you want to lead the world, then you might end up getting unintended consequences. God operates the world by covenants. Those covenants have specific jurisdictions and responsibilities, not to be infringed upon by another covenant. These are people who haven't gone through the legal means to becoming citizens like our forefathers did. They want all the benefits but none of the responsibilities. If you have a harmonious society where people within the family are living in harmony, knowing what their responsibilities and duties are, and knowing how to resolve their issues and their conflicts without violence, then violence against women will be reduced, and women will feel they have a voice. My grandfather was a man. When he talked about freedom, his attitude was really interesting. His view was that you had obligations or you had responsibilities, and when you fulfilled those obligations or responsibilities, that then gave you the liberty to do other things. Visit our website for more quotes, quoting.com.